In the 40-year history of American motocross, it seems history often gets made at Unadilla. In the midst of their historic championship run, one of these three Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders will claim the title. Scotland's Dean Wilson is the points leader. South African Tyler Rattray has a world championship pedigree. And American Blake Baggett is the lightning-fast rookie looking to upset his older teammates. The gate is set to drop on round 9 of the 2011 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. History will be made again.
We're in upstate New York for round 9 of the 2011 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. It's the Rockstar Energy Drink, Unadilla National. We've already had a great first moto complete earlier in the day here in the 250 class, and we'll show you the highlights of that to set the scene for our second moto that'll be coming up in just a moment. Riders battling for position, bumping, banging off the start. It's one of the Yamahas of Gareth Swanepoel, going to grab the whole shot, but he's got a bunch of Kawasaki's right with him, including the 15 of Dean Wilson, also the number 125 of Marvin Musquian. But it is Wilson who's going to secure second, and then before long, he would go for the lead on Swanepoel. Your series points leader is looking for victory, while his teammate, Blake Baggett, goes down and loses precious ground early. Here's Wilson going for the lead on Swanepoel. Carries the momentum around the outside. That leads him to the inside of the next section, and he's got the number 1 spot.
That would give Wilson a clean track to put in some hot laps, but it was his teammate Blake Baggett making the move on the rookie Justin Bogle, trying to work his way back up into the top 3.
So he would be third and now up to second as he gets around Swanepoel. They almost come together, and Baggett is just able to hold off the 387. But no chance of catching Wilson, who was flying throughout this moto. Baggett would finish second after the crash, and his teammate Tyler Rattray went down as well, but he would mount a come-from-behind charge and ultimately finish in third. Here are your results of the 250 moto. Number 1, and Tomac and the rookie Bogle, 5th and 6th. Musquian, Cunningham, Seeley, and Alex Martin round out the top 10. So no change. It's still 3 Kawasaki riders dominating this thing. And after the moto, Dean Wilson talked to our Aaron Bates.
It was a late race charge for Dean Wilson, but Dean, on the off season, or pardon me, on the off couple of weeks, you actually rode with Chad Reed. How much did that help you, and what was the biggest words of advice that the former champion could give you?
Oh, I think it was really good for me. I mean, just going down there in the heat in Florida is something else. I mean, I don't even feel like, usually I'm kind of down a little bit after my race, but no, I mean, it was really good going down there. He helped me out a lot, you know. He told me, get after it right from the beginning, you know, and I kind of sometimes pace myself so I can be strong at the end, and you know, that's something Blake's good at. You know, he's fast at any time of the race, and so I just went from the beginning, and you know, I really want to win, and I felt like I showed it that out there. You know, I just tried my best. You know, Blake got by me, then I got him back, and yeah, it was a good race for me. I'm really happy and pumped for my buddy Justin Bogle. He pulled out a 6th, so that was cool.
And that was your Progressive pre-race report. So let's set the big picture storylines up for this second moto about to get underway. First of all, at Unadilla, horsepower rules, especially on a 250.
Well, up some of these hills, if you don't execute the turn properly and keep your momentum going, horsepower can save you.
Dean Wilson needs an overall win. He's won plenty of motos. He's leading the series standings, but he is yet to be the overall winner at the end of any given weekend. Could today be the day, Jeff?
Yeah, Wilson now has 6 moto wins, but no overall, and he is the points leader.
But he did win the first moto today, so if he can repeat that performance, he will be your overall winner. You got to put in 2 consistent performances to win overall in motocross. There is Wilson surveying the track as we prepare for moto number 2. Jason Wygant, Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates, of course, are going to be here as your hosts for this second moto. You think Wilson's style works for Unadilla?
It does. This tall stature that he has, but I tell you, Baggett has 5 overall wins, Rattray 3. Wilson's got the points lead, but no overall wins. So there's a bit of bragging rights there. You go in the record books for overall wins. Of course, at the end of the season, if he is the champion, he's not going to worry about the overall wins. But right now, if you win the overall, it means that you have received the most points, earned the most points for the day. That's the focus.
Yeah, exactly. He wants maximum points, and if he does that, he also gets the overall win, the bonus, the accolades that come with it. So we're going to be watching the number 15 today.
Through 8 rounds, no one has been able to tame the Kawasaki trio of Wilson, Rattray, and Baggett. Can these riders dodge the roots and conquer historic Unadilla? We are ready to drop the gate and find out. Jason, Jeff, and Aaron will have all the action when the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship returns.
Welcome back. Nearly 30,000 fans on hand here at Unadilla to watch some motocross racing, and here's how it works. This is our 250 class. That means 250cc engines. They will each run 2 motos with 40 riders in each, and each race lasts 30 minutes and 2 laps. We already completed Moto 1. Dean Wilson won it. We will combine the scores from those 2 races to determine an overall winner for the day. Now, after that first moto is complete, that means there's been a bit of a shakeup in the series standings. Dean Wilson, by taking the win, has extended his points lead by just a bit. Tyler Rattray and Blake Baggett, his teammates, are still second and third, but Rattray goes from 13 points back to now 18. But it's still anyone's championship between those 3 Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders. For more on them, check this out.
I think everyone at Pro Circuit works really hard. As you can see, they've won a lot of championships. We're sitting 1, 2, 3 in the points. We're all racing for the championship, so I think it's going to be a good series for sure.
Our goal is to win every race. We all put our time in to achieve our goals, and we just maybe want it more than most people, and I think that's what separates this team from other teams.
Yeah, I definitely have to say that we're friends with my teammates. You know, we're not enemies by all means. Racing's racing, and we all have to race each other, so that kind of puts the friends part out of that.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. You know, Mitch wants all of us to do good, and only one of us can win.
We're on the same equipment. You know, everything's the same. I have to go to the gym a lot, you know. I ride a lot. I think I ride more than most of the people on my team. That's just the little part that's going to separate you, is by working hard and focusing. And, you know, my focus is obviously to win the championship.
I would definitely like to win it, you know. I've been working hard this year, and I'm in great physical shape, you know, working with Alden and really lifting my level in my training. So, yeah, hopefully at Paula I'll have the red plate.
I know that they really don't have an advantage on me because we're on the same bike. You know, it just comes down to personally what we have and what we can do. And yeah, we're teammates under the semi and everything, and we're all cool. You know, nobody has any problems with each other. But when it comes to racing, you know, I want to beat them just as bad as they want to beat me. And it's just all about heart and how deep you can dig some weekends.
Well, never before has one team won every single moto through the 24 races in this class, and that team is on the verge of doing that right now. Show you the track map brought to you by Kawasaki and the 2012 KX450F, fully equipped and race ready.
Let's take a look at this start here. Nice, deep, loamy first turn area through the Makita Mechanics area. Go through a couple of turns, a new section. Of course, the gravity cavity there over the Lucas Oil finish line jump. Now track tightens up a little bit. And then you get to the back section where it really starts to open up. In this Toyota Trucks area, this step-ups, this last double up is going to be tough for the 250s here today. Track at this point really chewed up over that Rockstar's Sky Shot. Of course, the downhill, the wall, they call it, and that's a lap here at Unadilla. On board here, our GoPro with Gareth Swanepoel, DNA Shred Sticks Yamaha. Earlier today in qualifying practice when the track was nice and smooth, a little bit deep and loamy and muddy in spots. Track's going to be quite a bit different here for Moto 2 as it will dry it up quite a bit. It's going to be a lot more rocky. A lot of the rocks will come to the top, and it's going to be a really hard pack. So you can see right here as get through some of those deep sections, negotiating the ruts and these long lines here are going to be key here for Moto 2 to carry your momentum through there.
They got some new blood in this series. We're going to show you the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com keys to the race for the rookie, the 891 Justin Bogle. This is his first pro race, Jeff.
Fantastic moto, was up inside the top 3 for most of the moto, finishes a 6th. Don't crash, finish the race, get the experience, and put in your best effort. Try to get in another top 5, even the top 10, and enjoy this day because you only have one race as being your first time.
Jeff, that is magical stuff you've come up with there.
It's brilliant. I work all week long on this stuff.
Well, I know what you're saying. You want to do all 30 minutes. You don't want to crash out because every minute he's out on this track, he's going to learn something, I would assume, racing against the pro riders now.
Yeah, and to get the feeling for what both motos are like. He's used to racing 20-minute, 15, 20-minute amateur motos. Now he's got 2 35-minute motos in one day.
It's going to be tough on him and everyone else as we get ready for the second moto here at Unadilla. And a bunch of Hondas up front in a pack. And I think it's Bogle who's leading him around. No, it's the 66 of James Dakotas. Dakotas and Bogle making their outdoor debut for that team right here. Dakotas was out with an elbow injury for quite some time, and he's back in action with the lead, leading Wilson, Kyle Cunningham on the 35.
Well, let's find out where our championship leaders are. Dean Wilson was second off that start, and it was so close. Oh, and Wilson almost goes down. Ooh.
That could have ruined everything. There's Bogle, had the good start. He's up to third. He makes the move on Cunningham.
How about these Hondas right here?
Yeah. Wow, that is very impressive. Now, you see the track facts there. The first AMA event at this track was in '89. Up until then, this track hosted the United States Motocross Grand Prix. So the track dates back to the late 60s, has been part of this tour since the late 80s. Either way, pretty much anyone who's anyone in motocross has logged laps on this rough racetrack.
So, Baggett and Rattray, who Dean Wilson is battling in this championship, both of those riders have started outside the top 10, but in Moto 1, both riders went down and still managed to work their way into the top 3. So we're going to see how this moto plays out.
Well, yeah, the man in the best position right now is Wilson in second, or maybe your leader, Dakotas. That's a good position to be in. Look at Bogle. The kid is going after your championship leader.
Boy, what a moment that would be. Bogle coming in here with high hopes, big expectations, and he certainly is qualified. And I'll say it again, when a rider like Bogle can come through and run inside the top 5, the top 10, and run the pace of the leaders, it really shows you what the American motocross amateur motocross system.
Oh, that's Tyler Rattray down and in a bad spot. And I'm not sure if he's hurt or if the bike is banged up or what, but he is not in a hurry to get back into this one.
Almost looks like he's favoring his right leg, right foot, but he's not reacting too quickly here. Might have bumped his head, knocked the wind out of himself, maybe a combination of all of that, but championship points and all that really slipping away with a crash like that.
Well, how about Dakotas, kid out of New England? He is actually a replacement rider on this team, the injured Blake Wharton, who missed his entire summer with a shoulder injury, but Dakotas missed most of the summer as well with that elbow problem. But he is back in a big way right now. He's going to lead the first lap at Unadilla with Wilson right behind him. Then it's Bogle, then it's Tomac. What'd you say about those Hondas, man? They are up front.
Yeah, and I'm gonna watch Jimmy D here pretty close, because I made a comment to him after watching qualifying practice, a recommendation with this technique, and hay bale cover coming up, and personally I want to see if he's going to correct it.
Free of charge?
Yeah, what's interesting is we talked about it, he's all, I felt the same thing, and that was how he puts his foot down on the inside of the turn. He had a tendency to hit his foot on the dirt instead of just carry it above the dirt, and it was kind of offsetting his technique. So,
all right, well, you got the best seat in the house to watch him. He's the student now, and Wilson's going to school on him also. He's studying the lines of Dakotas and trying to figure out how to make a pass.
Nice right there. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but he's got heavy pressure by Dean Wilson.
Wilson on the inside, headed this uphill. He's got a couple more obstacles, though, to get through, and that slowed him up.
That is so cool, that line that Dakotas took. He's way on the outside now. That's dried up. Uh-oh.
Oh, he just got past, and I believe he just stabbed his foot. You got to listen to Fro. So Dean Wilson has taken the lead over the big sky shot jump, and that's bad news if you're Tyler Rattray, Blake Baggett, or anyone else challenging for the title. Look at that. Dakotas almost got him back.
I love it. He's fired up here. When you get the whole shot, you got to make the most of it.
He's doing his best. And you got the two teammates, Tomac and Bogle, battling as well for third and fourth. But they're all behind Dean Wilson right now.
Well, this is exactly what Dean Wilson ordered from the doctor, was give me a great start, give me a little bit of breathing room on my teammates,
And the teammates are in the same corner at the same time, matching bikes, matching gear. Dean Wilson is going to let those guys battle, and he's going to try to get away. Lots of action here at Unadilla. That's the Traxxas RC car setup. You can take a test drive and see just how fun, and also might add how durable these products are. We'll be right back after this as Wilson tries to get away from Dakotas. Awesome battle here for the #2 spot in this second 250 class moto. This is the rider who has gotten it now. The 19 of Eli Tomac had to fight, scratch, claw his way past the 891 of Justin Bogle, had to hold off the 35 of Kyle Cunningham, and you also have Jimmy Dakotas, who had the whole shot in the early lead in this one.
Yeah, Dakotas lost a few positions here on this lap. Things starting to happen pretty quickly for him right now, but made the most on that really good start.
Aaron, what are you hearing on the 66?
Actually, guys, it's regarding the number 66's teammate, Eli Tomac. He said coming in here, a little time off was exactly what he needed. He feels refreshed and his confidence is soaring. It's those starts that have been slowing him down, but today, so far, off to a good start. Made a couple of bike modifications in between motos as well. Stiffer suspension. He said it's going to help a lot. In this track, there's a lot of different line choices to make a pass on.
Yeah, all those changes have definitely paid off for him right now. As far as Dakotas is concerned, we'll tell you what's up with him. He's about to get zapped by the 23 of Davalos. Dakotas able to hold him off, and look who's coming, the 57, Blake Baggett. Is that old Chupacabra about to strike on these two?
I didn't think you could find the Chupacabra in these parts of the country, but
he's got flights.
Out of the
they got a
woods.
Kawasaki semi to bring him to the races. And Davalos, tried to stuff it inside, and Dakotas couldn't make it happen.
yeah, and he got too far to the inside. You notice he almost went down right there. Took a chance. Luckily, kept it on two wheels.
And Davalos going to try it again. Neither rider able to clear that. As we go back, here's your battle of Tomac trying to get around Bogle.
Yeah, watch this Tomac up around the top here on the outside. That's really the mid part of the turn is where he made the move. Exits the turn, taking the position.
All right, so that's what put Tomac into second. Behind him, it's still crazy. It's Bogle third, then Cunningham, and then all these riders. Davalos, Dakotas. Here comes Baggett, and Baggett makes the move. How hard did Dakotas go on that opening lap? Did he go too hard?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been off a bunch, so to be up to race pace, and this is the second moto, I believe Jimmy D there is he put in about the effort that he has. Now he's thinking, okay, I've ran inside the top, I've ran up front, top 3. I want to run inside the top 10 for this moto. I need to mellow out and find a comfortable pace, because obviously what the pace of the leaders is right now, he is not comfortable running that.
And behind him, you would have Jason Anderson coming up next in the 156. So we'll see if Dakotas can stay where he is, or if he's going to have more battles on his hand before it's over. He's got a pretty good gap built up. So let's talk about Baggett, second in the first moto. He's going to have to fight if he wants to get the second in this one. A couple of fast riders in front of him. Davalos, he has always had speed. And Bogle's been tough today. And Tomac, as Aaron was alluding to, seems to be straightening things out after a rough beginning of the year.
Yeah, but look right here, the 156 of Anderson, and even followed by his teammate, Nick Paluzzi. This is a team that's had some up and down finishes this year, and it was interesting with Anderson. He started training with a new trainer, Randy Lawrence, trying to figure things out, and now here, looks like it's starting to work for him. 8th here in this moto so far, and closing in on a couple other riders.
All the talk that we had about Bogle being the big rookie here, Anderson was the big amateur last year, so we're waiting for him to strike. Wednesday night on Speed. Don't miss an all-new episode of Dumbest Stuff on Wheels, the most outrageous and downright stupidest situations, crashes, and mishaps ever caught on video. This is seriously funny stuff, so watch Dumbest Stuff on Wheels Wednesday night at 8 Eastern on Speed.
You've watched those, right? It's unbelievable. I mean,
I'm afraid I'm going to end up on there if anyone ever gets one of those GoPros out there when I'm riding my dirt bike. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm almost afraid to watch. I mean, I've done some dumb stuff on wheels, I can tell you that. Here's a battle for third. We thought Bogle might be able to stick with his teammate Tomac. Instead, he's got company from the man who has become Mr. Fourth Place as of late, Kyle Cunningham. Can he get to third? Can he get around Bogle? Here we go.
And he's going to take a shot. He's got a lot of momentum. I'm not sure he's going to get the Yamaha stopped.
Oh, barely.
Well, he can get it stopped, but whether or not he hits the Honda of Bogle was going to be the question.
And Bogle able to maintain that third place spot for how long? They've dropped back quite a bit right now on Tomac. You don't see the 19 in front of them, so it is a private duel, one-on-one for this third place spot.
Bogle, a little bit of breathing room right there as they come up over the wall. Things were tight, and then cleaned up his lines, cleaned up his turn. But Cunningham, he has been really persistent this year. His fitness has been there. This Yamaha team has really got it together. Backed by North County Yamaha and DNA Shred Sticks, all that. So this team, I mean, I talk about them. I think this whole season so far has been a really positive season for them. And so not only are you looking for the results this year, but you're looking to build your squad for next year. Better results, have a chance to get better riders, and then be up there to challenge for the win.
You see Bogle there, it says AMA Horizon Award winner. That's the award the AMA gives out at the Loretta Lynn Amateur National Championship for the rider they think shows the most promise heading into the pros. And right behind Cunningham is the rider that won that award last year, as I was alluding to, Jason Anderson. So a lot of young talent in the ranks.
Look at these lines here. These riders it's a right-hand turn, and there's a point right there where Dakotas went through that he was turning right, had to go back left, and then turn right again. Track it is tough right now. This is the type of track that if you went out and if you walked it after the race was over, you would just be blown away at watching it. And these guys are making it look easy at times. Some guys make it look really hard, but they make it look easy. And then you go out there and walk, you go, I cannot believe that they were riding this pace so easy.
Yeah, Bogle doesn't look rattled at all. He's running top 3. First race ever as a pro. Riding like he belongs there. Hey, there's Bob Hanna's old bike. Back in '86, got the Poison link on that thing. Looks good. Stay with us. Well, you know when you're watching the 250 class of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship, there's going to be a battle. And we've got one right now. You got 4 riders based in the same part of the track. Kyle Cunningham, Martin Davalos, Blake Baggett, even Nick Paluzzi not too far behind them. And look at the 35 of Cunningham trying to get by Justin Bogle. He wants third. Bogle has it.
Bogle taking a look there at his pit board. No doubt it's some encouraging words, possibly his lap times. But right now, he's got a lot of pressure. It's been a couple laps with Kyle Cunningham just breathing down his neck. And that type of pressure is so distracting. And that's one of the things that makes great riders better than other riders, the ability to deal with that sort of stress and that pressure from behind.
Well, before the race, you gave us the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com keys of the race for Bogle. How's he doing?
Yeah, he was 6th in Moto 1. He's 3rd now.
Okay.
Definitely building on that. So far, he hasn't crashed. I don't know if he's enjoying the day at the moment because it's probably pretty stressful and very physically demanding for him right now. So the body's probably hurting a little bit, but his passion for the sport, his determination, and his will to be a professional here just helps him block all that out. It balances out and makes it all worth it.
Here comes Cunningham down the inside. Wow. I didn't even know if Cunningham got to the rut. Bogle was in it. Somehow Cunningham maintained enough speed to stay close.
Hey, Bogle did not back off one bit.
No.
I know he hurt him there, but he's staying right in it. This outside's been a little quicker. Let's see Cunningham. Yeah, see, he has a hard time doing that last step-up double. Once again, going to give Bogle a little bit of breathing room. But how hard is Kyle Cunningham working right now?
Yeah, he is taking on basically all this loose rocks just being spit off that back wheel of Bogle. He's trying to ignore that. This section, we've seen a lot of passes. Cunningham on the outside, Jeff.
Wow, they smoothed out this double, so the takeoff for that is much better. The inside is a really good line through there.
And Cunningham going to try again. We're going to drop downhill. Left hand, U-turn, and then the wall. Who gets the drive to the top of this hill?
And then the Chupacabra is now made his way past Paluzzi, or no, I'm sorry, Davalos. Paluzzi's just behind this group.
Yeah, we've lost Jason Anderson in this battle. He had a big crash. He went back to 17th, so he's no longer in this group. But you still got Bogle, Cunningham, Baggett, Davalos fighting for it.
Yeah, and Dakotas is back to 10th, and Martin and Stewart are up to 8th and 9th.
And Aaron, what'd you hear about Blake Baggett from earlier in the day?
Justin Bogle might be impressing everybody, but Blake Baggett was somebody that he did not impress during Moto number 1. If you remember, it got pretty close for comfort out there, and when I asked Blake what his take on it, he said he did not appreciate how he tried to run them both off the track. He said he understands he's a rookie, he wants to come in and make a statement. However, there's a championship on the line, and he's not about to jeopardize that. It seems as though Justin Bogle is not intimidated at all of these guys.
How do you call that, Jeff?
That was pretty close. That was good hard racing. They didn't even touch right there. You know,
they almost touched there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bogle and Cunningham and Baggett right behind him.
I mean, I think that you have a tendency when you are in the championship battle.
Cunningham takes the spot. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, there it is.
Back.
Bogle's going back by. When you're in the championship battle, you have a tendency to think that everybody should just kind of, you know, stay away from you. But it's not that way. You have to earn it from every rider out there.
Well, he's going to have to earn it because Cunningham and Bogle are giving it everything they have, and they're going to pass each other again. Look at Bogle. Woo! Bogle back to third. That's twice that he and Cunningham have gone back and forth. Let's make it a third time.
Here it is. This outside's a little quicker. Cunningham. Oh, he stretches it out, gets a little bounce, as does Bogle.
Now, Cunningham around the outside. That line has worked a couple of times today, and it does. Cunningham takes the spot by Bogle. Will he make it stick? And here comes Baggett right with it.
Wow, that outside was way faster, worth about 5 bike lengths.
Wow, and Baggett's going to try to make it stick at the same spot that we just saw. He and Bogle battled in Moto 1. This time, Bogle not able to challenge him. So Cunningham up to third. I'm telling you, this kid has got to be sick of being in fourth place. But just the moment he gets into third, he's got Blake Baggett behind him.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting little battle here because both these riders are fit. They've been strong all season long. And I look for Cunningham to be really stingy here. If Baggett tries to make the pass on him, Cunningham's racing hard right now.
Yeah, and even if Baggett's able to get around Cunningham, and that's no guarantee, he's got a long way to go to catch up to Tomac or his teammate Wilson. Tomac riding well. They've got a big lead on this battle for third. And Cunningham, man, he is sick of looking at the back of those monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki's. He wants to finish in front of at least one of them here, and he's going to do everything he can to hold off Baggett.
So our leaders, Wilson and Tomac, both turned some 211s, right, that mid 211. And Cunningham comes by with a 214, as does Baggett.
All right, get a cold drink, try to relax, get ready for what should be an exciting finish here at Unadilla. Oh, Blake Baggett and Kyle Cunningham still duking it out. They were battling as we went to commercial. Oh, and Baggett, how did he not fall? He had both feet off the pegs on the bottom of that U-turn. Somehow maintained his balance.
Unbelievable racing here. This is the battle for third place. And more importantly for Blake Baggett, it's valuable championship points because the points leader is out front, wheeling away.
Wow. Wednesday night on Speed, 4 car fanatics face off in the wildest car competition ever. So don't miss an all-new episode of My Ride Rules, Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, exclusively on Speed. Well, an exchange of mistakes there for Baggett and Cunningham, and I guess Cunningham's mistake was bigger. Baggett made the pass.
Yeah, Baggett made the pass. Now this is going to give him a bit of a clear track. They are 23 seconds behind the leader, which puts them about 17 behind second, which is Eli Tomac. Wilson's out front, and they're turning to 214, 216, and the leaders are at 211 and 212. So Chupacabra here is going to have, or is it El Chupacabra?
I guess L.
Okay,
I guess L, yeah.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
My Spanish is not good.
I came up with this.
He's got some work to do right here, and he has to keep pushing all the way to the end. He's got 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes, plus 2 laps.
Well, here's why Baggett is such a hole to climb out of. Nowhere near the front here as you see our progressive hole shot replay.
Well, it's really tight there, and he gets squeezed off on the left side there, and he's pretty far back, probably mid-pack as they come through the first turn.
And a bunch of Hondas up front there, Jeff. Look at the red fenders.
Yeah, it was so close across the line, and look at this. That looked like Jimmy Dakotas was actually off the track in the first turn, but what he was not off was the throttle. He just kept it pinned.
All right, here's Wilson and Tomac trying to keep him honest. They have been matching lap time to lap time. Wilson just ran a 2:11.8 and Tomac a 2:12.0, so 0.2 of a second faster Wilson that last time around. The gap has been basically between 4.5 and 5 seconds for most of this race.
Yeah, but both of these rides have been equally impressive for both riders because Tomac's kind of been off the back pace a little bit of the leaders the last month or so. So, like Aaron spoke about earlier, is that the couple weeks off, Tomac rested some, came back, with his energy levels up, rejuvenated, a fresh mindset. Same thing with Wilson. Switched up his training program, went down to Chad Reed's track and everything down there, been spending time with him. His starts obviously have been a key factor here today, and the bad starts by his championship contenders have been a key start because really they haven't even seen him.
And a little mistake there in this right-hand turn, Jeff. Take us through this.
Yeah, watch as he comes in here. Nice, comfortable lead. Front wheel's going to push out just a little bit. Let's see if he hits a rock. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Rear wheel scoots out on him, which is one of the characteristics of this track is that there's not a lot of integrity to the berms at times. When they look good, and then they just kind of wash out. But keeps it on 2 wheels. No doubt them long legs played a part there as being a crutch, right?
But we do have to apologize. A few weeks ago, we were talking about the ruts and how Wilson, being a taller rider, would probably wear bigger feet, bigger boots. But he said he gave the info. Size 9.
I think if you're an 8 or a 9 is the perfect size boot. I think you start getting up there, right? So
yeah, the issue is they're trying to not hit that toe. Those toes caught in a rut. Whoa, he's feeling it right now.
I love that. That was awesome. That was like practice day style right there. But that just tells me that he's dialed in right now. Things are good. I mean, he looks great on the bike, and no doubt this is going to be a confidence booster. Remember how last few races, I keep talking about that, what I think an overall win, and granted he's still got 3 minutes plus 2 laps left to go, but if he can win the overall, change the whole mindset, the whole confidence level will come up for Dean Wilson. And, it's been a pretty good day so far. He just needs to keep that Kawasaki on 2 wheels, and we'll have the first OA of the year for him.
And Tomac had a bad lap there. He went down to a 2:14. Wilson still with a 2:12. So Wilson opening it up. And we've been talking all day about roost out here on this Unadilla track. Aaron, explain what this is, even if it hurts. Explain how this works.
Well, it's pretty obvious when you say a chest protector. Well, it does exactly that. It protects your chest from rocks if you're being roosted on it. It's a very thin, very light plastic form fitted to the body. You'll also notice things like this. Some of the guys run handguards, and so the rocks don't hit their knuckles. It's easier for them to hold on. You'll notice a lot of guys don't use the handguards, though, and they say it just seems awkward when they look down to look at them. So some of the things that these guys do for body armor to protect themselves here from the rocks of Unadilla.
Great report, Aaron, and I can tell you that those handguards, they may look a little awkward, but not as bad if you have broken knuckles. That's even more awkward in my book. Now back
in the day, the other guy. That's what I say when I have broken knuckles.
Well, back in the day when this track was first around, there wasn't a lot of handguards and stuff like that. Everybody put all of the protection was actually on the glove. Now, the trend is to have no protection on the glove so that your hand moves freely and the glove's more comfortable. Protection off the handguard.
Or you just ride like Dean Wilson, get out front and don't have anybody to roost you. That's one way to do it. Stay with us. Dean Wilson putting the finishing touches on a 1-1 moto sweep. He won the first moto earlier today. He has led the majority here of moto number 2, and he's looking at his first victory of the year, and he'll extend that championship points lead. That's why he has that red number plate in his bike. He is your series leader.
And even though Wilson has had the points lead, the last few races, we've actually seen him, be pretty frustrated leaving the event.
Yeah.
He's tied for the overall and not won, and he's had some good races, bad races, managed to keep the number, the red plate. But today is going to be all positive. It's going to be a huge confidence booster for him. And it just, that first moto podium interview, I just seen a real spark. And, he's got to be happy about the way things are shaping up. And I do think that his starts have played a key point in this and setting the stage here for these good rides.
Big gap now back to Tomac, who was challenging Wilson at the 20-minute mark in this moto, but he has lost pace just a little bit down the stretch here. Still a good ride for Tomac, who a lot of people thought was a favorite for this championship when the year began. He's definitely had some rough moments, and just rebuilding the program at this point, looking for podiums.
Yeah, and Tomac, so much of the year, it looked like that he was struggling, and he was just a little flat. He mentioned that during the 2-week 2-weekend break that we had, that he took some time off, and it's obvious that he's came back with a new attitude. His energy levels are up. He's rejuvenated, and all day today, I think that he's rode with more confidence, more aggression than what I've seen him ride really this whole summer.
Well, he's got to take over the leadership role of that team, because Justin Barsha, who was on the Geico Honda 250 team, is now racing a 450. Did a great job in that class a little earlier today. So Tomac trying to take the reins now as the point man on that squad, and he beat everybody but this man, Dean Wilson, who really is one of the most fun riders to talk to in the sport. Real great personality on him, always has a good time, always smiling, but he'll probably have a little extra, as you said, spark when this one's over.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And as he comes up to the sky shot here, let's see what sort of whip the 15's going to throw out for us.
Had a good one earlier in the day. Yeah! That's even better.
Yeah. Phone in your results for that one. That was nice. And you know, Mitch Payton there
analyzing the whip. Are they scoring that? Texting in their vote. Here it is, right-hand turn. They're going to drop down. This is one of the most treacherous obstacles out here. It has claimed a lot of riders. It's scary to go through there in the lead in the last lap. It could all go aside right here.
PJ Larson there on that J-Star KTM, running 20th at the moment. So Wilson now on the final lap is lapped up into the top 20, and he has just been flawless, even with the starts, having to work his way past other riders. Put on that effort, got the lead.
And that is his mechanic pump, Paul Parabinos, a former pro racer in his own right. They're happy they got the win, they've got confidence. Maybe a little bit of boot camp down at Chad Reed's house in Florida for a few weeks has paid off.
And he got a little bit of help. His teammates faltered today, made some mistakes. Baggett's third in this one, but Rattray pretty far back.
A big turnaround in the series as Dean Wilson comes in with a points lead and extends it by going 1-1 at Unadilla. And he is happy. This was the race he's been waiting all season long for. He's trying to grab this championship, put the clamps down on the rest of the competition. A lot of people talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame up in upstate New York. However, the International Boxing Hall of Fame calls the state home as well. Some of the pioneers honored here include Muhammad Ali, Rocky Graciano, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Rocky himself, Sylvester Stallone. They've got the original ring from Madison Square Garden there. And this is really cool. They have fist casts from dozens of great boxing champions. So check that out in nearby Canastota, New York. Only costs $10 to get in. It's my kind of deal. Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship from Unadilla. We'll give you the race recap of the 250 class. And Lucas Oil bringing you this action here. Good start for Dean Wilson going after your early leader, the 66 of Jimmy Dakotas. Here's your battle.
Just right around the outside. That outside has been the hotline all day long, and Wilson would not look back.
Battle is on between a bunch of Honda riders. Eli Tomac going after Justin Bogle, trying to move into the runner-up spot. He makes the pass around the outside. There's Dakotas and Kyle Cunningham right behind them. But as all those riders fought and scratched and clawed their way, one little mistake from Dean Wilson, otherwise a flawless race. He wins both motos today. That's his first overall win of the year, extends his points lead. Everything coming up, roses for the number 15, and he gets to talk to Aaron Bates on the podium. Aaron?
That overall has eluded him this entire season. Dean, you were frustrated beyond belief. You have finally conquered what you had set out to do. What does this moment mean?
Oh, it means so much. I mean, we got 3 rounds to go, and finally got my first overall, and I went 1-1, you know, and I may be more excited more than, you know, Blake or anybody else has went 1-1, but, you know, I've been in the punch lead and haven't had an overall win, so it's been tough, and finally got swept off my shoulders and got it done. So I'd just like to thank everybody, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Thor, Dunlop, my mom for coming, Vulcan Bands, Mechanic Paul's did a great job on my bike. Chad and Michael Byrne for helping me out. You know, I really appreciate their help, and you know, my dad watching at home and everybody watching me. Thank you.
Congratulations and enjoy your week off.
Wednesday night car show with Adam Carolla is all new, and Adam's going to pit the Corvette ZR1 against the Mercedes SLS in a supercar showdown. Don't miss car show Wednesday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed. Here's the Toyota upcoming schedule. Dean Wilson mentioned only 3 races to go. We'll have 1 weekend off, and then it's the stretch run of Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship Racing. We'll go to the MX 338 facility in Southwick, Massachusetts, then Steel City in Delmont, Pennsylvania, September 3rd, and then the grand finale live on speed from Pala Raceway in California on September the 10th. And we'll see if Dean Wilson can hold on to this points lead all the way through. Tyler Rattray, rough one today. Blake Baggett didn't get what he wanted, so Wilson is now the man to beat.
Round 9 is in the books from Unadilla. After a week off, Jason, Jeff, and Aaron are headed for the sands of Southwick for same-day coverage of MX 338. Don't go away, we're not done with our 250 coverage. Aaron gets the real story from the boys on the podium when the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship returns.
Welcome back to Unadilla. That's the Frog Pond. If you end up in that, you have made a huge mistake on the racetrack. If you end up on the podium, though, you're in great shape. And that's where we find Aaron Bates up on the stage. Aaron?
It was tough to leave here without making any type of mistakes today for all these riders, whether it be mechanical or not. But Blake, take us through, you said the minimal amount of mistakes is what it was going to take to succeed here today. You were trying to fight traction all day long. Did you succeed?
No, yeah, I definitely didn't succeed. I mean, second place, I'm pumped for that. But yeah, the track was just brutal, gnarly, super muddy this morning and soft, and then it got hard and kind of crusty, and then the rocks started coming in later. So searching for traction was, you know, I tried what I could, and we switched as much as we could, and nothing really made it excellent. So, you know, I got to give it to my team, though. Monster Energy, Costa Rica, Kawasaki, Thor, Parts Unlimited, Vans, Volcom, Traxxas, SoCal Super Trucks, Dunlop, Scott, Alden Baker, my trainer, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. So we'll see if we can come and get them next weekend.
Here are your overall results here. Doesn't look like that bad of a day for Baggett, but when Wilson goes out there and lays a whooping on everybody like he did, he's definitely not going to be happy. And how about Bogle? Great performance, well up inside the top 10 in his first ever pro race. Let's send it back down to Aaron.
Eli Tomac said that he was refreshed when he came in after having a 2-week break. Eli, congratulations. You made it back up on the podium, and now you've got another weekend off. What can we expect to see from you in Southwick?
Well, I definitely like the sand, so that'll be fun, but this week was definitely awesome. We had a nice couple weeks off, so I got, you know, rested and recovered. And I finally got a good start there in the second moto and just made it happen and rode like my old self.
Congratulations on a job well done here today.
And check out your point standings. Now Wilson beginning to march away. The big loser on the day points-wise is Rattray, who definitely had a tough one. So what do you think now, Jeff?
An incredible day here for Dean Wilson. He's the most laps led this season. He's got 7 moto wins. Now he's finally got an overall and over a 20-point lead.
Well, he kept the determination up. He didn't let the fact that he was getting second and third every week rattle him. Congratulations to Dean Wilson, who finally breaks through with an overall win. And really, the year hadn't been that bad. He was the darn points leader coming in. And now he's going to be even harder to stop for this championship run. We'll have a weekend off and join you again at Southwick. Hope you can catch us there. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching, and congrats to Dean Wilson.